Hey everybody, welcome back to Diesel Creek. My name is Matt. By now, you ought to recognize my buddy Sam here from Scrappy Industries.
How you doing?
This beauty right here is a time capsule. 1971 Ford F250 heavy duty special. And I think it's gonna turn into my new daily, provided that we can get it running and drive it out of here. It's gotta make a long drive back to the farm. It's almost a mile and a half back to the farm by my Garmin GPS watch thing that I don't wear.
But is it going to make it there today?
Not today, no. But we're going to get it running today. It'll make it there in this video.
You heard the man. It's going to run today.
Today.
With the tools
Within
and
the next
supplies
2
we
days.
have on hand.
Oh, yeah. I'm going to go ahead and apologize in advance for the lighting or lack thereof. We're in a dark garage with no electricity. Sam's following us around with the portable sun. She's got a teeny little bit of rot on the cab corner and the bottom of the door there, but very, very fixable. Everywhere else, like the wheel wells and the whole body that would normally be rotted on one of these trucks, is in really, really good shape. I mean, this box is pert near immaculate. So this is actually the same location where we rescued the Alice Chalmers HD6 from back over the summer. And this location has turned into quite the honey hole of treasures. So this thing has been sitting in, actually not this garage, the one across the driveway. They pushed it over here while they're cleaning up the property. But it's been sitting in the shop since 1991 was the last time this thing saw the road. Still got the inspection sticker there. Here's where I think it really turns into a time capsule. In the cab, the seat's pretty tore up, but outside of that, she's cherry. The keys are still in the ignition like he just parked it yesterday. Daily planner's still on the dash for 1990. So the fellow that ran this truck had an aggregate business. He was crushing gravel and mining gravel, I do believe, is the extent of their operations. So I'm sure this was probably his mobile office, and all the fixings of his operation probably went on in and around this truck. So there's all kind of cool little nuggets tucked away here in the service body. They've pulled all the tools out of it because they're going to keep those. But there's still a ton of extra goodies left in here for us to sort through. And I'm sure that we will end up using a bunch of stuff out of this truck in the future. Got a nice big custom fuel tank in there that fits perfectly in the bed. I'd say that's probably a 90 or 100 gallon tank. It is a true beauty and truly well preserved for the year and our climate. So I'm pretty excited about it. Let's pop the hood and see what she's got for a power plant.
Let's see what she's got. She's got room to work.
That is the biggest plus side to these older trucks. Under the hood here we have all the ponies in the stable. 300 cubic inch inline 6-cylinder that'll never outrun itself, but it'll never die either.
I'd say it's the next best thing to a Detroit.
Yeah, I think I'd rather have the Detroit. At least it'd be a cool factor. The 306 is nothing notable other than you just can't kill them. These things run forever. Like I said, won't get out of their own way. Don't make very much power, but you won't kill it. And I think it does pretty decent on fuel mileage too for what it is. Sam's popping the radiator cap. What do we got?
We got liquid.
We got liquid.
Oh, even green liquid.
Oh, we're golden. Like I said, it's like he parked it yesterday and just walked away. But 31 years have gone by at least. Maybe 32. Actually, the window sticker's 91. Oh, she looks great. Smells like gas just a little bit, not bad. Good enough to get it running at least today. get it hot, change the oil, maybe.
Did you give like the fan a tug? Is it free? That's the obvious question.
That is an important thing here. Let's see if the engine is stuck or not. Sam's here for the logic. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and give this fan a tug here and see if the engine is even free. I'm hoping it is. Uh-oh.
Oh, it can't be that stuck.
Oh, we're good. It turns.
I wonder if it's in gear.
Yeah, probably a good place to start is check and make sure it's not in gear.
You might have started it there, bud.
Wouldn't that be something?
So I guess we don't have power steering. That's part of why it looks so naked down there.
We might have to change that. Yep, it was in gear.
So no power steering. It does have a vacuum brake booster.
Oof. It is still tight.
It's been a couple years. The starter will win that rust out of the cylinders.
Yeah, that it will. So I guess just for trying to save on this engine a little bit, we're going to go ahead and pull the plugs out, zip a little bit of oil down in them first, and then probably while that's soaking, we'll pop the distributor cover off, clean up the points a little bit, make sure we get some spark, and then probably have to shift our attention over here to the old carburetor and see about getting fuel to this thing. Fuel supply is probably going to be the other issue that we're going to have. Oh, look, a dead rodent.
Are you okay?
I don't think he's coming back. So fuel supply is probably going to be the other big issue with this truck. Sitting this long, I'm sure any gas that was in the tank is either evaporated or turned into some sort of min-wax solution. And it's probably not going to run on that. That's one thing about gas jobs versus diesels. They're much less forgiving on getting good fuel. They have to have good stuff or they will not fire. So let's tear into this thing.
Oh, I know. A little dusty on the air filter.
Oof. Seen better days.
It's fine. We're gonna need that extra choke. I'm sure they fully winterized this thing when they parked it, right? Like stable.
No doubt. Yeah, completely. They knew they weren't coming back for 20 years.
Fogging oil.
Sure.
I'm wondering if this is the gas filter, I guess. Does it? Oh, it seems to turn. Well, the good news is it's not super gummed up.
That was one of my concerns.
Look at that. There's liquid gas in it.
Really? You're kidding me.
It really doesn't even smell that hateful. Like, I'm
Wow.
wondering, could we make this thing run?
I think that's probably still ambitious, but...
I mean, I've got pony motors to run on gas that smelled worse than that.
Really?
Yeah.
That's pretty bad. That's really cool.
It's not even gummed up.
I've never seen a filter set up like that.
I feel like serviceability on this thing's awesome. I mean, your oil filter's right here.
Oh, I could stand in
Fuel
there.
filter's right here. Yeah, you could literally stand here. I wonder if or what the gas in the tank looks like.
That's my, yeah, we're going to have to pump that out probably all the way, and then...
If it'll start, it'll run. That wasn't even gummed up.
Well, I mean, maybe. Enough ether. Get the cylinders hot. It's a 306. We don't have to worry about killing it.
Right. So this is one of those cool trucks where you're sitting on top of the fuel tank. They go the whole way behind the bench, because you could flip that forward, I think. Okay. Yeah, that's your fuel tank. So you can see gas in the tank. It's probably half-ish full, I would imagine. But I vote we can get it to run on it. Matt's doubting me.
I just know that the gas jobs are quite a bit pickier than the old diesels, so we'll see. I mean, it's got to have enough. What is that? It's not a cetane on gas.
I'm going to say there's zero ethanol.
Well, that is true.
In this gas
That's
here.
the one thing we've got going for us on this rig, is that there has never been ethanol into that tank.
Yeah. Man, listen to that door.
I know. That's what sold me on the whole thing.
It is solid.
That door closes better than my 2021.
Yeah.
Well, I would like to think that at this point, all my regular viewers will be able to attest that I am a busy guy. Whether it's gas station sandwiches for lunch, or skipping meals entirely while we're out on a revival somewhere in the middle of nowhere, or I'm up till 2 or 3 in the morning editing a video trying to get it out for you guys. Running around like that all the time can really start to take its toll. That's why almost a year ago now, I started drinking AG1 after hearing Joe Rogan rave about it all the time. I figured I'd give her a shot. AG1 is a foundational nutritional supplement made with only the highest quality ingredients available, including 75 vitamins, minerals, and whole food sourced ingredients. Just 1 scoop a day of AG1 into some cold water, and your body gets all the nutrients that it deserves. Since I started taking AG1, I've noticed that I get a nice little burst of energy in the morning after I take it, and that seems to follow throughout the day. Helps keep the old head a little bit more focused in. I can find myself focusing on tasks and staying on task longer so I can get more things done and accomplished, which eventually trickles down to a little less stress. All the way around, I find myself feeling just a little bit better. I don't really know how to explain it other than just better in general. The only change I've really made is drinking AG1. AG1 also offers these super convenient travel packs. If I know I'm gonna be out of town for a couple days or on the road or something, I'll just take a few of these with me in my bag, tear it open, dump it in a bottle of water, and I'm all set. Look guys, I'm always talking about making sure you have the best oil and filters and chemicals and stuff for your vehicles or your machines or whatever it is. Your body's no different. If you guys haven't tried AG1 for yourself yet, now is the time to do it. If you use my custom link down in the description, you will get a free year's supply of AG Vitamins D3 plus K2. You'll also get 5 free travel packs with your first AG1 purchase. Just click that link down in the description. Look, I was super skeptical of this stuff when I started, but after almost a year of drinking this stuff, I love it. I definitely recommend it to anybody that wants to improve their nutritional health. So a big thanks to AG1 for sponsoring today's video. Let's get back to it. All right, let's zip some plugs out of this thing, and I don't know if it'd be smart to pull the top of the carb off just to have a gander.
I think we ought to take a look, and if we pull the line off when we go to crank it, we can make sure it's pumping gas up here.
Yep.
Or liquid.
Because whatever's in the line is probably worse than what's in the tank maybe, and it'd be good to clear the line at least.
Make sure it's pumping.
Yeah, it's not
We can just put some
either way.
fresh gas in the bowl so it'll start and then it'll go.
That's a good idea. A little prime for a good time.
Yeah.
So the plug's got some miles on them, but they look pretty good. Running a little bit rich the last time it was running, unless they really did fog it, but I highly doubt that. But Jesus, these plug wires are on here.
Going on here.
Yeah, something about that carburetor doesn't feel real good.
Well, then this back one we got, well, maybe that's kind of how it holds this bracket for the...
I don't work on gas stuff enough. I'm starting to forget that thing.
You can upgrade her to electric choke, you know. That's what Alan Jackson
I was just going to say, we need a 75 Johnson electric choke here. Probably got more horsepower than this thing.
Might.
Plug number 2 is good still. That's interesting. Cylinder number 3 there has quite a bit of oil on the threads. Why would that be?
There's something just leaking in it, like the valve cover.
Yeah, it could be the valve cover over the years dripping down there, I guess. Plug itself internally looks fine. Plug number 4, about the same as number 3. Ooh. Plugs 5 and 6 are in there.
See if we can make any magic happen here. Okay. Let's not destroy the gasket.
Aren't they usually just self-contained?
I'm impressed how well this stuff all turns. If I can hold. Yeah, look at that. You can just spin her right off. Yeah, that's impressive. That's the cutest little car.
Yeah, that's gonna get lost.
Well,
I like the fender sides in this truck. It's a perfect place to lay all your nuts and bolts.
the float and the needle valve, they're all working just Jim dandy.
It doesn't look like it's all varnished up.
No, I can't believe how clean it is.
That is amazing. I've pulled apart carburetors that sat for less than 2 years that looked way worse than this. It looks like the same carburetor, or at least similar to the one that's on the Jeep CJ5 I have. Because it's got that weird thing that comes up through the center section of the carburetor there. accelerator pump lever.
Yeah.
I don't see any reason to go any further on that.
Well, I wonder if we can check, like, where are the jets at on this fella?
Yeah, I'll get the air compressor fired up. There's one right
couple there.
We could blow it out. All right, I'll fire up the compressor. I got the plugs out now too. I'm gonna spray some penetrating oil down there in the cylinders. Get them a little bit of lubrication before we go cranking her over. So the carburetor is remarkably clean. Sam just gave her the old Monica Lewinsky routine. She's spick and span now.
We're just gonna see what we can tear apart and break that we shouldn't have touched.
Yeah, we're find a way to lose some more pieces, you know.
Really not bad at all, though.
What do you call that? Is that an orifice tube or a venturi tube, or it's not a venturi?
I call it something I make sure isn't blocked up,
Yeah.
and then I put it back.
People yell at me for using the wrong terminology on stuff.
We didn't use the wrong terminology. We didn't call it anything.
People forget that I am not formally trained in any of this. I've just kind of fiddled with pieces parts until things happened. So I don't know the names sometimes, but I know what I need to do to make it work.
We've made it this far, bud.
Yeah.
Do you think we want to take apart any more?
I wouldn't. If you start touching that diaphragm gasket, it's probably not going to go back together.
Probably not. The gasket's all nicely in one piece yet.
Yeah, we haven't reached a point of no return, so.
We're probably good enough that it will make something happen.
Yeah, do you want to investigate why it's kind of not attached to the base? Like the throttle body is separate from the float chamber.
We got that wobbling happening there. Oh, that's just that handy dandy bolt right there, I think.
It's always good when things aren't nearly as screwed as you think they are. You can just tighten something up and it's fixed.
Did we find a spark plug?
I didn't look yet. We will investigate. I've got this feeling like I'm gonna find everything I need in the bed of this truck except a spark plug.
What?
Ooh, 1980s dresser equipment picture. 1985 calendar here. Found rolled up in there. The Royal Decree.
Where's the TD15?
King dresser.
175.
Got a TD20E up here. 175C. I don't know anything about their graders.
Yeah, me either.
Big wheel loader for whatever that thing is. Oh, it's got twin stacks. It must be a big one.
It would be the Huff, whatever it turned into.
Yeah.
Oh, that's a state equipment one too.
That's pretty cool.
That is cool. So a word of caution, the needle is 2 pieces and has a little spring-loaded top, so be careful with that. I didn't break it. I was just testing its durability.
You might be striking out on spark plugs, bud.
It'll run on 5. You don't need 6 spark plugs. Do we want to try whirling her over and seeing if we can A, pump gas, and B, that it does turn over?
Yeah, that's kind of where I was at. So there's a suspicious lack of a battery over there. So we brought a Group 31 for the challenge. Hopefully it fits in the tray.
She'll go. Look at that. It might weld to the hood.
Yeah, it fits in the tray, but I don't know that you can shut the hood now.
I don't know about your battery cable here.
Yeah, the battery cables have seen some better days, let me tell you that. And I was just gonna get vice grips.
Vice grips? What?
Oh, it's actually tightening? Oh, okay. Sam's one of those weird people that actually tightens up terminals and doesn't just beat them on with a hammer.
I mean, I've burned a few off, so I don't know if that's going to be a big problem with this big 300 here.
I've ruined some batteries.
The good news is these are just a screw-on top, so that's basically rebuildable.
I think they should every battery in the world should be a Group 31 stud top.
Right. Beauty, Clark, the interior light on?
Nothing's on fire yet, so it's passing the smoke test.
Does anything happen?
I'm about to turn the key here.
Oh,
I didn't. Nothing seems to have happened in the cab.
It clicked something.
Did it?
Yeah.
I'm gonna bump the key. Ready?
Yeah.
Contact. Ooh, did it spin the engine or was that just a starter wizard?
It did something because gas came out a little bit. Go ahead. Yeah, it's turning. Oh, we got gas flow.
Sweet. There's 0 lights in this cab though. Do we got headlights?
This gas is gonna burn.
Has that got headlights on?
Oh yeah, all 2 candles of them.
Oh, yeah, there we go. I got a dome light now. Yeah, sweet.
Dome Depot.
I just watched that yesterday. Oh, the CB kicks on.
All right, bud. We're just going with a 5-cylinder package now?
Well, at this point, I don't have another spark plug.
Matt broke a spark plug, so now we're just a straight 5.
It had 83 horsepower before. Now we're down to 82.
That 1 cylinder would do a lot to hurt you.
72.
32.
Yeah. All right, we're gonna throw some plugs back in this thing. I'm gonna look again, see if I can't scare up another spark plug to replace our broken one.
Surely there's something here.
Yeah.
What about this Yamasicle?
Ooh,
Fine, there's spark plug.
might have something. That's probably a twin plug bike, isn't it? The head on that thing has 2 plugs. I'd buy that bike in a heartbeat, but they will not sell it to me.
If we thief this spark plug, does it happen to be the right size?
I doubt it, but it probably light a fire.
If it'll screw in there, it'll do something. Oh, this is brand new. You couldn't steal a better spark plug than that. Oh, that's not going to work.
Oh, it's a Case IE. TD18 book.
What?
What's left of it?
It's a good mouse house builder.
We're still on the hunt for a spark plug here.
We are determined to find one.
It's a tie rod
We found
end.
spark plug wire so far.
I found boxes for spark plugs. No spark plugs.
What more books do we have down there?
1948 yearbook.
Gears. Oh, that was mint.
Wisconsin air-cooled engines. Oh, sweet. ADH, that's the one I need for my concrete buggies.
Well, now you got it, bud. Ooh. It's
That's
like
rough.
certain books really made a better mouse house. These ones are untouched.
Oh, kitty pillar. Dang it.
What are we looking at, like a 2UD8?
I don't know. It looks greaterish to me. Ooh, TD18
TD18.
books. How did that survive like that?
Hey, they're like mint till.
Look at the silverfish running through them.
Just bull grader number.
Still no spark plugs. That
Nice.
box is empty. Striking out here still. Oh, there's a very rough spark plug. Oh, and we got ones in boxes still.
Oh,
They're
bud.
under the mouse house.
Oh, there's multiple options.
Oh yeah, we found all the spark plugs here.
Let's get a nice fresh in the box. They're just the ones that fell out of the box. They're still minty fresh.
Oh, minty, yeah, that's the word I'd use.
Definitely minty. See, the mouse actually preserves them with a layer of rust.
Here we go. There's one that's still in the box.
Oh, bud.
The old AC Delco. Grab that thing.
Oh, that one is brand new. You could probably return that and get your money back.
Harbor Freight warranty on these.
I think this one will work. I think that might have a wire brush in the trunk.
I got wire brushes.
Oh, yeah. That's
I love recording stuff like this because there's people freaking out right now that we're touching and breathing this stuff because there's a virus or something. It's all right. We've got modern medicine. I trust the pharmaceutical companies.
That's why we're still alive.
Yeah. This adds to my immune system.
Oh, buddy. This thing's a gold mine. I thought maybe there's some cool old cat bolts. Some nice taps.
I just walk away.
Oh, bud. Those are huge.
If we needed one of those, you'd never find
That's
it.
for like a Cat 60 or something.
They're not that big. These are like farmalls. Farmalls will
I
take
mean,
big
I think
stuff
the
like
60s are about like that.
that. I thought they were a lot bigger on the 60s even.
Those ones are nice shape, though.
Yeah, they were.
You know.
National
Things.
seals. Oh, national seal with a seal on it. I get it.
Oh.
Ooh, what do we got here?
Stamps, maybe? Nope.
What are these? Oh, they're stud removals. Stud remover tools. Cornwells. That's a cool set.
Never seen any like that.
Here's a bigger set.
So they just kind of clamp on it when you start backing it out.
Yeah, they're probably on an eccentric, and when you twist it, they try to grip and lock her up.
Well, that's cool. Let's slap some spark plugs back in. It looks like the one we found, the threads are too small. It's a no-go, unfortunately. You know, before we put these back in, we ought to let it out for no compression and clean the points and make sure we have spark them.
That is a good plan, sir. All right, points file time.
Points don't look overly happy to me.
You know what? I think I saw a set of points in the bed here when I was rummaging around.
Oh, yeah?
Yep, here we go. 6-cylinder Ford tune-up set right here, buddy. Brand new set of points and a condenser in the box from Murphy's Mart.
Let's see what Murphy's Mart has to give.
Just chilling in the bed of the truck. I wish there were spark plugs with them.
I think, what's the year? Anything?
Well, the date range for what they're for is 66 to 74, which fits us. Cost you a whopping $3.67 back then. I don't see, maybe is that an 83 up there? That might be a year.
Yeah.
There we go.
Sweet. We don't even have to file.
Pre-barcode, so that should tell you something.
Just replace.
Printed in the USA, that also tells you something. Sweet. Yeah, yank those out of there, we'll slap a brand new set in. That beats filing any day.
It sure does. Wait, somebody really rounded the crap out of this. I don't know if we're getting this out of there easily. All right, that side turned at least. Let's make sure we can get that one broken free. Man, that thing is rounded bad.
Well, let's just clean up those points that are in there.
Yeah. You tighten this one back up.
Man, I can really smell that varnished gas now. It's strong.
All right, so we're just gonna let that spark plug kind of lay there, crank it over and see if we see any spark.
Look at these little Detroit diesel in bottle boxes up here. Are these injector nozzles?
See what it's like trying to get anything done with this guy?
But there's good scrap here, bud.
It's like a kid in the candy store. Let's give her a whirl.
Contact.
I think we need a little more action. Not seeing any.
Dang it.
Try again. Nope. Might need that new set of points after all. I think we need more than that. Oh, ease. With ease.
She's free. All right. So we got our old set of points out of here. These cameras don't do focusing very well on small things, but maybe you'll be able to see the points in there, the actual contactors where those two pieces meet. The points themselves are missing. So we found this extra set laying in the truck bed, and we should be able to put these bad boys in there and hopefully get some spark.
Notice how there's like a condenser out here too?
It's a resistor. External resistor.
So you don't put too much power through the primary?
I guess. I've never understood exactly how that works, but I know every time I buy a coil, they say internal or external resistor.
I think if you didn't have that, it would just be running a ton of current through the primary. We got a
vintage matchbook out of the glove box, and we're setting the points with the matchbook card thickness, which is what I was always taught to do. I don't know how many thou that is, but it's the right thou. Sam went with the all-access package here, and he's just standing.
So much easier to work on.
That is the beauty of old vehicles right there in a nutshell. They literally make topside creepers these days.
No need, bud.
No. And your 71 Ford, you just get in there with the engine.
It's very comfortable.
You bond with the vehicle, you become one with the vehicle.
Not having a fan shroud, I don't know that I want to be in here for the starting part.
Oh, come on.
Might lose a leg.
Where's your sense of adventure?
I know. Well, that's there. Put this whole concoction back and
Do
see
we
if
need to
have
clean
any
up any of the
spark.
contacts in that? In the cap?
I mean, they're there.
Yeah. Sure.
They'll conduct electricity.
Are you getting out of there, bud? Breaking ties? You breaking up with this truck?
There it is.
All right, let's see if we got some spark now.
Contact. I got bad news.
Oh,
Hold on, I didn't hook the coil back up.
that'll do
That'll
it.
get you every time. Round 2.
Contact.
Oh.
Dang it. Those points might need hit with the points file as well, since they have been sitting in this truck since '91.
Sir, they're brand new.
Yeah, but they could still be oxidized.
Give her like a good hard whirl.
Okay, contact.
Nothing. Got the key off this time, bud?
Yeah, I just remembered that.
We cleaned the points up. Now they're sparking. Remembered that we do, in fact, need a rotor to have any magic happen. And we're ready to go again. Round 4.
Contact.
Oh, bud.
We got all the sparkage?
We got spark.
Oh, buddy.
We got spark, and we got really nasty vintage gas.
I can smell it. The varnish smell is definitely worse since we cranked it.
It'll be all right. That's because it's full.
Yep. Let's throw the plugs back in this thing and see if we can't get it to pop.
The mighty 5-cylinder. Threads like.
The back two were real tight, and that's why this broke, is because I had to like really crank on it. It leaned over, and
Well, you sprayed the sauce in there.
yeah, that should have helped.
Might as well throw this one in so it's not just. Yeah. The optional broken plug.
If this truck could talk, man, I bet you she's got some stories. These guys were not afraid of work by the looks of it.
No.
Just from the sheer amount of parts and like worn out, like big components that I've found around this property, like those giant bull gears and shafts and sprockets and everything, like stuff that is a serious job to change, and they've got piles of those kind of parts.
They were doing it.
Yeah, they did it.
Well, bud.
Let's get ready. Drop your comments now. Do you think this thing's gonna fire up on this old gas, or are we gonna have to give it a whiff of the Cosby sauce? I don't know yet.
Let's move all entanglements with the fan out of the way.
Sam has had some first-hand experience at things getting entangled into fans and
Hey,
startups.
our wrench roll still lives to help with more scrap.
Yeah, that's pretty tough wrench roll you got there, bud.
So I found out Grampers had these made at a tarp company. Like that's why it
truck
survived.
tarp. Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't know that. That's why I can lock up a fan.
All right, let's give her a crank. Moment of truth if she's gonna fire up here. Give it a little pump it action. See if that accelerator pump works. Contact. I think we got some stale gas, buddy. You want to run that chocolator with your hand, maybe?
Give her a little pumpage.
Contact. Well, it's a good starter, I'll tell you that.
And we're definitely getting gas in it.
Ether time.
Ether time is probably not the worst option to see if it'll try.
Yeah.
The old gas is probably not really helping the cause.
No, old gas is definitely.
The good news is it's all liquidy. Here, give her the beans.
I want to get an ether holster.
All of it.
Give her again here. Ready?
Yep.
Oh, bud. Oh, and it is running on the old sour gas. Sweet. Yeah, the gauges aren't working.
It sounds good.
Yeah, I'm gonna not worry about that oil pressure gauge. It's not registering, but I don't think it's moving.
It's fine.
Yeah. Sweet! This thing sounds great for running on 20-year-old gas, 30-year-old gas. It's not registering, but I don't think it's moving.
It's fine.
Yeah. Sweet! This thing sounds great for running on 20-year-old gas, 30-year-old gas. I cannot believe how smooth this thing's sitting here running on 30-some-year-old gas.
I agree. It sounds great.
Wow.
You were down there.
Well,
That's all I needed.
yeah, but see,
A little bit of the sauce.
it would not light on that gas. That's how crappy it is. But once you got it to light, it would stay running.
I think you can set Lincoln in the back. I can't believe how well it's running.
It's running so good.
It's running so well.
That's unbelievable.
I know.
It's alive!
What are we all burning off? Is it leaking that much gas?
No, I don't think it's leaking at all. I think it's just cooking off the old stuff that's just oozed all over the manifold for 100 years.
I'm curious if you shut it off, how it'll restart.
We'll get her hotter first.
Yeah.
The hotter it is, the better that's going to be.
I bet it would go now.
That right there angers me, actually, because that's how bad the gas is that we have to work with today.
Right.
That is sweet.
It's running like perfect, too.
There's a slight bit of hesitation on the throttle up, but
Yeah,
that's
it sounds so good at idle, like the exhaust. Whatever, like, muffler delete package we got going on.
I'm sure it's muffler delete package. I am blown away by how well this thing is sitting here idling like a champ on 30-year-old gasoline. That is crazy. That's a testament to ethanol-free fuel. All right, Sam just shut it off because he wants to see if it's going to restart on the old gas. Give her a whirl. Oh,
It couldn't restart.
oh my God.
I think this
It's
first
like it's...
little hesitant. Needs to run.
Yeah. It's got a teeny little bit of hesitation when you hit the gas.
Oh yeah.
It sounds so good. Keep in mind, guys, this is with a broken spark plug, number 6. We just stuffed the wire down on the broken porcelain, and it must be contacting because it's not missing. That is wild. All right, well, I don't think I could really ask for anything better than that. That was very, very impressive. This thing runs fantastic. So it's gonna be right now for you guys, but I'm gonna be back here either tomorrow or the next day or something, and we are gonna see about getting this thing moving. So we didn't even try to see if it's gonna drive. We got barrels and stuff right in front of the truck, and all the stuff is strewn about on the box. We need to close all that up and get it ready to try to move. And then if it moves, I'm sure it will, but when it moves, we're gonna need to worry about stopping it. There's already an ominous can of brake fluid that lives underneath the hood here by the looks of things, so I should probably just go ahead and bite the bullet and buy all new master cylinders for it and just cut our losses. New master cylinders and soft lines, and I bet you we'll be in good shape. So yeah, let's get to it. All right, well, we're back on the F250 here, a couple weeks later actually. We're gonna try to get this thing fired back up and see about moving it, maybe bleed the brakes out, and then see if she can make the trek home. It's a whopping 2.3 miles, I think. So I've got confidence the old tower of power there can get her done. So I just threw the battery back in. Let's see if she's going to whirl. We'll see if she's going to light. Remember last time we had to give her a little shot of ether just to have something combustible to start on, and then it would run on the gas. But this is 32-year-old gas, so we'll see. Contact.
Hit it. Hold. Hit it. Spark.
Contact.
Yeah, you got a little bit of spark.
A little smoky back there, but it's running. So I'm hoping we can try to get this thing driving today. That would be ideal. All right, well, she's been idling for probably about 20 minutes now. So she's good and hot, and it's just purring like the day it was born. I've probably said it 100 times in this video, but I still just cannot believe this thing is sitting here idling and running. Idling and running as well as it is on 30-year-old fuel. 30-plus-year-old fuel. Anyways, it's time to see if this old thing's gonna move. We'll put her into gear and see what happens. No sooner did I make a fuss about this thing running on 30-year-old fuel than we shut the hood, shut the camera off, and was repositioning the camera for the driving shot, or trying to drive, and it shut off. It was out of fuel. I thought it had a bunch in it, but apparently I was wrong.
There we go. Gas. Runs good when it's got gas in it. Here we go, let's move. I think we got a stuck wheel. Oh, it might have come loose. Back her up. Ah, great. Sweet. Off your brakes.
So it goes forward and backwards. I think one wheel was hung up a little bit at first. It was really stiff at first, and then after we rolled a few feet, it kind of broke loose. There's no brakes, the pedal's right on the floor, so that'll be cool. I guess I'm gonna try to back it out of the garage here and just see where we get. I did pick up from Napa, I got all new wheel cylinders and soft lines in the truck. but I really don't want to change them here. It's all back roads, and the likelihood of even passing one single car between here and my farm is, well, next to nothing. So we might just risk it. It's a standard transmission with low gears. I mean, you basically got brakes that way. This thing is sweet. Finally got her out in the light where you guys can really sink your eyes onto it. This thing is an absolute gem. Morrison service bed, never heard of that. So yeah, we got the bottom of this door is kind of rough, and that cab corner is kind of rough. There is a cab corner actually laying here on the seat, so we can put that on. This thing deserves to be fixed up a bit, I think. It's a shame that this chrome's all dented in up here. My neighbor's a pretty decent body guy. I'm gonna maybe drop that off to him and see if he can beat that thing around and get it looking a little better. I don't think I'm worried about going nuts and making this thing a show truck by any means. I'm still intent on using it and working it. So it's gonna get a little banged up. We can't be too concerned about stuff like that. There's inside your brake reservoir. It's got some dirt in there, but there's fluid, and the fluid looks clear. So we're gonna attempt to try to just bleed the brakes out and see what we get. I have all the parts to completely refresh the brake system, but, well, I guess not completely refresh. I got all the parts to renew the fluid system of the brakes. But I don't know that I want to do all that here. It's awful cold in this shop. I got a nice heated shop just a mile or two down the road. Keeping with the theme of using what we find in the truck, we got brake fluid that's been living underneath the hood here.
Oh yeah, this one's loose now.
Get that all topped off there. I'm bleeding these brakes down.
Keep pumping. Hold.
Holding.
Pump. Hold.
Holding.
All right. Pump.
That's decent pedal.
You hold.
Yeah, holding.
All right, pump her up. Where's this move to the back?
We played around. We were actually able to get the brakes to bleed off, so we have some brakes. I think we only got mainly front brakes, but that's better than no brakes. What a gem. Yeah, I got some stopping power. Oh, yeah, baby, we got brakes. All right, we're off, guys. Maiden voyage for this old girl. Little dusty. The wipers work? Well, they do. Third gear's over more than I thought. Like anything, you jump in something new, it takes a little bit of time to antiquate yourself. Speedometer even works. We're going 15 miles an hour, baby. You believe that kind of speed? I've had a few Ford trucks over the years with 306 cylinders in them like this, but mine were all the 90s models with like fuel injection. First I've ever driven the carbureted varieties. I think I like them better than the fuel injected ones. Well, we hit 25. We're really boogieing. Oh yeah, I can hit the hole now. Third gear is evading me no more. You gotta go way over for third. Oh, we hit 30. Blistering speed records in this unit. We're gambling against time here too, because I only had about 3 or 4 gallons of gas in my truck that we dumped in here. And theoretically, that should be plenty to get you back to the farm. It's not that many miles. But you just don't know the efficiency of this old girl. Plus, we're not on flat ground. We ran out on flat ground, so that theoretically should have gotten the absolute most possible gas out of the tank. And we're not going to have that same luxury going back here. We're going up and down hills, sloshing around. I'm glad we got a little bit of brakes here, because this hill is steep. I kind of forgot about this hill. We're gonna run out of gas. This would be the time. Hoping we don't. I hope I don't speak too soon, but I think we're gonna make it. We are almost back to the farm. And we are sitting on E. And the gauge does work, because it came up when we put fuel in it. She's running great though. No complaints whatsoever. The 306-cylinder Ford engine is not a big horsepower engine, but I will say that it has a fair amount of torque. She can lug around pretty good. We shop. Woo! I can't believe the brakes even work as well as they do. This thing is fantastic for sitting 32 years. Really didn't have to do hardly anything to this to get it to go. Look at that. Not a problem whatsoever. She rolled right on into the farm like we just shut her off yesterday. What a beaut. All right, guys, we have got the 71 F250 back to the shop here. Could not have asked for that to go any better. We still have brakes, even all the way home here, pulled into the shop. No leaks, knock on wood. Ran and drove perfectly fine the whole way home. We even still have brakes, knock on some wood. There's no leaks or anything in the system. Still working good. That being said, I'm not going to trust those brakes that have been sitting and rotting away in place on this truck since 1991. I got a whole box full of tune-up parts here that we're going to be throwing at this thing. There's spark plugs, and I don't think I have plug wires in here, but we're going to get plug wires. And I've also got new wheel cylinders and all the soft lines, and we're going to have a look at the hard lines while we're underneath the truck working and replace what needs replaced. Of course, while we have the brakes apart, we're going to take a look at all the shoes and everything. Sometimes when these trucks sit for a long time, the glue tends to like delaminate off the brake shoes. So the lining can start spinning around in there with the wheel. And of course, you won't have any good brakes that way. So we'll inspect all that stuff. And if anything needs replacing, we're going to need to replace it. But right now, the plan for this unit is that this is going to be my summertime daily driver. I am pretty excited about this old girl. I love my F450, but the new trucks just don't have the style that these old guys have. So I am excited to finally have a proper service bed. It seems like I'm always finding myself in a back 40 somewhere or a tree row trying to start up some piece of junk. Having a proper bed on a truck with all your tools in it, easily accessible, will definitely make life a lot easier. Only thing I'm a little skeptical about on this truck is it's only two-wheel drive, which is a bummer. The other thing being is that it's actually probably a bit small for the type of things I work on. This is a good service bed if you're working on mostly smaller things, but when you get into the heavy duty side of stuff, like playing with D8s and D9s, then you have to carry another larger set of tools than most people do, and those tools weigh an awful lot because you're talking about big, heavy, thick impact sockets and wrenches and everything else. So we're going to run this truck for now. I don't know that it's going to be my permanent service truck. Someday we might upgrade to a slightly larger one. I'd really also like to have a crane, and you could probably modify this bed and make it accept a crane, but it's definitely not designed for it as is, and I don't know that it's worth doing all that work to it. Plus, we'd be kind of molesting the bed, and that's not really something I'm trying to do. So it's actually been a few days since we pulled this in here, and it has not started up since. So we're running entirely on modern gas now, no more of that 30-year-old fuel. So let's see how this thing cold starts. All right. Gonna give her a go here. Give her some pumpage. This is a carburetor, remember, not one of those fancy diesel contraptions. Let me get at contact. Oh! How could you ask for anything better than that? Down off the high idle, she's sounding great. What a sweetheart. I'm not a gas engine fan, but these are some darn good engines here. Go ahead and shut that down before we kill ourselves with carbon monoxide. So the old Tower of Power runs like an absolute dream. I'm not going to complain about that at all. I think along with our brake service, we're going to go ahead and change the oil on this thing. Might as well flush out the antifreeze, put some fresh stuff in there. Needs an air filter. And I've never seen this type of fuel filter. I think we commented on this when we were first getting it started up, but this is a twist-on fuel filter on that lift pump there. Never seen one quite like that, but they may be common. I don't know. I really don't mess with trucks all that often like this. But we'll see if we can scare up one of those, put a new filter on, and I think she'll be ready to dial down the road after that. So my buddy Roman just found something written here up on the firewall. It says new 300, which I'm assuming is referring to the 306. But it says new 300 at 132,510 miles, and that was 8/27 of 87. So, as I suspected, that 77,000 miles on the clock is actually 177,000 miles on the clock. But that means that this is an exceptionally fresh engine, really. So this engine actually only has about 45,000 miles on it, which for a 306, that's nothing. I'm more surprised at the fact that they were able to apparently blow one up at 132,000, because that's pretty much unheard of from what I know of these engines. I guess considering all the stuff that this truck was probably hauling on a daily basis while they were working it, doesn't really surprise me that you could wear out that poor little gas engine. If you think about it, we've got a service bed that was no doubt loaded down with tools, because they did work on some pretty big stuff, so I'm sure that they had big 3/4, maybe even 1-inch drive tooling loaded up into this truck. I believe that's probably around a 100-gallon fuel tank there, so it was probably loaded up all the time with fuel. And the fella told me that they had a big Lincoln welder, or maybe it was a Hobart, some big engine drive welder that they left in the bed all the time too. So this poor thing was probably screaming all the time. So I guess it does make sense that we could see a new 300 coming into the picture at some point in time. Well, poor Penne, my shop dog's pretty well tired out, and it is the end of a long day for me. So I think we're gonna shut the hood on this old girl for now. If you guys enjoyed this revival, be sure you leave a comment down below. Hit that thumbs up button on the video, really helps me out. Keep doing what I'm doing. If you want to help support the channel in a little more direct way, head on over to dieselcreek.com, pick yourself up some sweet swag over there. We've got hats, t-shirts, beer koozies, the whole 9 yards over there at the store. That's dieselcreek.com. Link is down in the description. But I think that's all I've got for today. Make sure you guys are still subscribed so you don't miss future videos on this thing. And I say that not because I don't think you know how to subscribe, but I keep getting emails and comments from people telling me that YouTube has unsubscribed them. So be sure if you're watching this video that you actually are subscribed, because you might be missing stuff and not even know it. So anyways, guys, that's all I got for now. Until the next time, thanks for watching. Later.